All right. So y'all come and get them taps and stuff going. Main thing in the building first.
I get first dibs. Cause I'm like, dang, it's so hard to get back up. I said I should have gave up my spot.
Yeah, right.
Said they want to pack Kev out today.
Boy,
What's
I
up,
ain't gonna
y'all?
lie. I
what
was
up,
shocked
man?
at a lot of answers on that
That's what
one.
I
I
said.
was
That's
so
probably what it was. It hit me at an angle today. I was shocked. That's what happened. And I gotta take my mind. Had to take time to compute what's been happening and stuff. I'm like, all right, man. I gotta refresh my brain.
yeah, definitely was thinking. I don't know, cause I was like, hold on, some shit just
Yeah.
don't even need to be talked about.
I like I said, I just can never. I can't do with that do what you want mentality, man. That's what's destroying. And the fact that you think that mentality will save people, I can't. I can't tell people to do what they want. That's like saying that's you might as well tell people to start complaining about the type of dudes is out here. They can't do what they want. Nobody should be able to do what they want. We gotta live in a protective type way. We have to. We gotta protect, like I said, we gotta protect ourselves from ourselves sometimes. We can't even do it. We shouldn't be eating what we want and all that stuff. That's how we hurting ourselves. People is gonna do what they want, but we still gotta be aware of what we're doing. That's the whole point. So I can never push a message out of what they do this too, what ifers and all that what if I can't do that, because we'll never get anywhere. It's too many things we have to talk about in general to be just sitting there countering with, well, they do it and they don't do it. I can't do that. We literally won't get anywhere. And it's basically like, oh man, that's crazy though.
You're
I
having
feel you.
a you're
But
having
I'll
a
tell
moral struggle, aren't you?
Go ahead, Dio.
No, I was just saying. I feel like you're having like this kind of morality struggle,
No, it ain't a
or
struggle. That's a struggle we deal with every day on this thing. If that's the case. The people
eh,
that think things is right and they really wrong and wrong or right, whatever, and then they want to say it's subjective and all this other stuff.
eh, all of it, man. I don't know. It's all true. That's what's crazy. That's the
That's
funny part.
yeah, I could see where Kev was coming from though. Like with most of his points, like it was just trying to get people to understand no matter how you trying to shape it up or trying to make it look like it's okay. It's fact of the matter is it's wrong.
Yeah. If we see things as affecting us in life, why not talk about it? I don't, everybody keep thinking they're a special person. Well, if I do it differently, I won't get affected by it. We are getting affected by it, no matter how we want to look at it.
How is that?
You said, how is what?
No, how is that? What you said at the end. You said we're
What, that
all
we
getting
are getting
affected
affected by
by.
things in this world?
No, yeah, by yeah.
I think life itself tell you that. You said, how is it? If I know I get affected by if I don't pay my bills on time, I'm gonna lose my house. I mean, it's all type of things. It's too many things to speak on that.
Consequences.
Yeah,
You
it's
want
just
to
gonna
run
be a
down
consequence to all
the
our
thing,
actions.
host, or what? You want to run
Yeah.
down your background, or you want to?
What you got for me, man? Real quick, y'all. Tap it on up, tap it up, hit them shares, all that good stuff. Let's get it.
That's good. All right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna go off the first one right now.
Yeah. So the topic itself, older folks are horrible leaders today. How you feel about that?
Wait. Older folks are honorable leaders, say?
Are horrible leaders today.
Oh, older folks are horrible leaders nowadays. I think I'm not sure what generation you're talking about. because
It say today. The word is today on there.
yeah, I know it's today though, but like if you think of like I mean my grandparents went past for shit maybe 20 years now. You know what I mean? I think they actually truly knew, you know, in the right direction on how to speak and stuff like that, and treat people with respect no matter what, religion, race, whatever, you know.
Wait, what? Say that again?
So what I'm trying to say is like, so I'm 43. My grandparents, they've been passed for 20 years now. My grandparents were very, well, at least for me, my grandparents were very just open to everybody and religion. They never judged anybody. They've always taught, me and my brothers, doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, what religion, whatever, man. Like we're all people. So I don't know this generation now. I don't know. I don't know about these people, man. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just go to the next one.
I think he might be Gen Z. He might be Gen Z or no.
Well, no, I was born in 81. I'm 43. I don't know what gen I am, but
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, I don't even think all that stuff really
because I'm not sure, Kev. I'm not sure on that one because you got boomers, Gen Z, Gen X's, millenniums.
He's like Gen X millennial type.
Yeah, but
almost.
Look, that's what I'm about to say. All that stuff really don't mean that. I don't be tied to that because you see these same people still adapting to the way this world is today in a negative way, though. So they getting molded.
Yeah, but
to
when
just
I was
like
younger,
that.
when I was younger, I'm telling you, like I said, I'm 43. I lost my grandparents 20 something years ago. But they were just so open and honest, and they grew up in the projects and shit like that. Maybe that's why they were so welcoming to different races. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I don't know. They were like I still look up to them still to this day. So but these people nowadays, an older generation, I don't know. Like, I just feel like too much technology. I feel like racism is actually getting worse.
Dang, that's the only thing you think about. Okay, I got you. All right, so let me get De Niro and my cousin. What's up, cuz? With the one bar, you got to get your bar together before you say something. You got one bar.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I good?
You good, cuz? What's up, brother? What's
Alright,
up, cuz?
cool. What's the deal, cuz? Honest, what's the deal?
You just gotta roll up that window,
But,
man. Roll up that window. Roll up that window so we can hear you better.
man, I'm on the road right now, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. But the older folks, I don't think that they are horrible leaders. I think that a lot of people are missing what we supposed to take from what they are trying to show us. Because in today's age, we got way more tools and opportunities than they ever had. So while they teach us most of the time how to survive, we supposed to take that, amplify it, and learn how to lead. So when it comes down to being a leader, I think they being the best leaders that they could with the information and knowledge that they have. But it's up to us to, do what we supposed to do with it and go to the next level.
That's interesting that he brought that up.
Hold up real quick, Seville. Hold up. We gotta let everybody go, and then we do.
But sir, but you know what I'm curious of? I'm curious if
I'm curious that you don't listen. That's crazy. All right, go ahead, Neo. What you got for me, my brother?
What's good, bro? I hear what you guys are saying. I understand the whole leadership thing and how adults are supposed to act. So look at this dude with this joint. What's those things called? The things where the two-seater joints?
What?
those kind of motorcycle looking things. No, I got distracted real quick. But yeah, you kind of look at adults now. Like that's what the leadership that we're talking about. The younger generation looking at the older generation, judging them on what they've accomplished. Now, the crazy thing is that the adults took a long time to get there because, like somebody just mentioned, they didn't have access to the technologies and all the advancements that you guys were given by the people that you're kind of judging at the moment. But that's a whole different other thing. That's something you got to check with yourself. Because our generation, the generation before you or above that, didn't have to earn respect. Like they didn't have to, no, that's not what I meant. They didn't have, their elders didn't have to earn their respect. It was just assumed because they're elders. They lived life. You didn't. So who the fuck are you? That's what they kind of told you. Like, I put you here. I gave you all these opportunities. Now you're looking at me and saying it's not enough. Who are you to say it's not enough? You haven't done anything yet. Now we come to the caveat of modern day, where social media has given the youth of today the opportunity to reach heights they've never done before. So now they've become braggadocious. They've become self-absorbed and self-inflated. Oh, look what I've done so far, but not knowing the benefits came from the people before you. They're the ones who created this world that you walk around in. You tend to not remember that because that comes from an entitlement society, which doesn't. Gratefulness now is a luxury. Unless you give somebody some extravagant gift, that's when gratefulness comes around. But that's a reality we all have to kind of come to grips with on our own. You'll figure it out.
Okay, Fuji, what you got for me?
I'm kind of aligned with Neo for once. You see what I'm saying? Like he hit the nail on the head. I've noticed with the youth nowadays, they feel like the elder people are getting old and they maxed out so that they don't have anything to offer, without thinking that a lot of the elders transitioned with times into this modern time. You know what I mean? And I never agreed with the do as I say, not as I do thing, but I understood why it was said. And a lot of times what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Nowadays has to be explained, if you feel me. That's all I got to offer.
Oh, I feel that. Okay, I get that. Jay, what you got for me? It come magically delicious with it too. Jay, you there?
Yeah, I just came in from the house. I heard y'all. My bad. I had to turn my cameras on. Shit.
Say she ain't being magically delicious right now. I'm like, what's
Okay,
going on?
my bad, y'all. What was the question? Okay, hold on.
I know it's on the.
Get your mind right.
Older folks are horrible leaders today to a certain degree.
Okay.
Get me out to what I say. You have some older individuals that been through things, and you can sympathize with them, not because you've been through it with them, but because you could kind of understand, because you see the hurt and the pain, right? But I've seen some older individuals that are a little bit bitter about what they have been through, which is it hurt them. They had to go through it, but they choose. We all got choices, but they choose to hold on to that, to not teach the next generation, to not uplift the next generation because of that hurt that hurts them. Now, we could talk about each one, teach one, but sometimes that hurt be so overpowering and so overbearing to the point where you can't let it go. I don't know. But I have seen some mean older people that just constantly complain about the problem and contribute to the problem instead of being part of the solution. Mm-hmm. So we can say 50-50, because I have encountered some older individuals that say, hey, you know what? Yeah, this was happening. But hey, let me show you a different way to do it. Because when I did it like this happened. So if you're going to do it like this, look, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you heard me, X, Y, and Z. But you got some ones that You the problem, point. But don't even want to break nothing down to. So that, to me, that's still 50-50 on that one. I do feel like accountability has to be bestowed on both parties, but for the parties that do distribute out that information, that's how we're able to teach the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. Because although they went through that and nobody taking that from them, they're halting and stopping the process of evolution, if that part makes sense.
Okay.
So it's still 50-50 with me on that part.
Right.
We answering the whole questions? Okay.
Nah, nope. Just the first reading.
All right, I'm done.
All right, main thing, what you got for me? Then we get wavered in after. What's going on?
I mean, we could still double tap though. We could tap, we could share this live. You heard me? We could do all that stuff while we still up here. You heard me? Even the people with them comments, we could still do that too. Okay, that was it.
Yeah. Send a couple flowers, y'all. I put the cheapest gift up there, you know, and join the team. That way we can make it look active up in here. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the live popping. Go ahead, man. Thing.
So, to answer the first question, I think I'm like hand in hand with it, cause I see two different sides of older people. I see older people who still holding up the old ways, the old-fashioned ways, and I see the modern older people, right? So what I mean is the older people who standing on old-fashioned ways, meaning they don't care for the clubs. They don't care to sit up here and do what the young people do. They literally enjoy, being grandpa, grandma. They're not sitting up here trying to be nana. Because you got a lot of older, the modern older is more of, they okay with everything. Meaning they are more accepting to whatever this generation does or throws at them, and they'll follow along with it versus standing on business. I think order was placed for a reason, because that's the difference between older people, old-fashioned people back then, was they were caring about order, meaning they cared about giving the child the understanding. You don't cross these boundaries in this family. You don't disrespect people older than you, because you don't know more than the people who have lived longer. It's like, so when we say listen, they saying that for a reason. When somebody telling you something, it's because they understand. They've been here so damn long. They know how this world works. That's why they still trying to teach you all the things to look out for, so you won't even have to go through none of the bullshit. It's like you could get a head start. But the thing is, people don't want to take in what older people saying no more. For real.
Agreed. But you can't just listen to all of them sometimes, because some of them, like just like for real, everybody not gonna be saved, and that's just what it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And you have some elders out here. First and foremost, I respect all my elders. Can't nobody take that from me. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have discernment enough to listen to the one that is, or the ones that is trying to guide me the right direction and the right way, and give me the right advice or the right pathway, because you have some elders out here that are still bitter about what did occur to them or what happened in their past or whatever it is. An ascension and an elevation and understanding and knowledge stops right there. It's almost like what you call the AKA stud. Look that up. It's like it's a nutted boat that ain't coming the fuck out. It is what it is, and it derails the information and the knowledge that needs to be passed on. So not denouncing, I need my elders, because elders for real ruled that they knew how to get a prayer closet and make it work. Let me tell you something. That's how I found out what it was. So I do believe in bringing the elders back, but I also understand, just like it was good elders, it was not so good elders.
So
And those not so good elders are maybe kind of sort of, if you will, the ones that are trying to spew out fiery darts for the knowledge and education and even the ascension to be deceased. You see what I'm saying?
I think where I was going at with
Willful
it
discernment.
was more of, you gotta understand that everything was passed down for a reason. Literally, everything was passed down for a reason. Like, there's reason why your grandmama and your grandpa try to pass things down when it came to that they felt like was sacred or traditional for their people to have, because it was always an understanding. You were Johnson, you would, whatever your last name, Williams, whatever it is, you uphold this family's name. You don't disrespect this family's name. And the thing is, we moved away from where the older folks say so had, like, it no longer hold weight like it used to. It's like literally, when my grandmother said something, that shit did not go in one ear and out the other. I listened. It's the problem is, today people, the shit go in one ear and out the other. They don't give a damn how much advice you give to them. They still gonna want to do what they want to do, regardless of whether you tell them what's right or not. Some people are like that.
That's facts. We gonna let Wayward speak. How you doing? Welcome to the panel.
Hey, well, hi. I just got on band today. It's great. I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so
just like that. Okay.
yeah, so as far as the whole do as I say, not as I do, I'm gonna be completely honest. I would say I would proudly say 90% of the people that say that to their kids, one, are short-sighted, they're selfish, and they're lazy. I would gladly say that to them, because no matter what, right? It's short-sighted, because we all should understand that if you don't know, your past history will repeat itself. And those kids, you need to explain to them why certain things are going on, right? Even if they're young, you can kind of simplify, like, hey, this isn't good because you might get hurt or whatever it is, right? You make it very simple. As they get older, you kind of have to explain to them, right? But people don't want to do that shit. They just want you to listen to them and move on with your day and magically figure out the solution yourself. And then they act surprised when you don't listen, because all you did was tell them to do stuff with no explanation. So now they're in the habit of, well, I don't need to explain myself, because they're so used to their parent not explaining themselves. Like, I don't even think everything that's happening currently with the younger kids is their parents' fault. It's literally all a response from the parents not teaching your kids to ask damn questions, and you not setting up a spot where you can ask questions and understand. That's why I say it's completely lazy. And someone else is saying it down in the comments too, like, you have to lead by example, especially if you're talking about having kids. Like, yeah, good people do bad things, right? We all understand that sometimes you have to do some scummy stuff, but it's like, if you're having kids, you kind of have to try to veer away from that lifestyle as best as possible and just say, yo, I'm doing this. I'm not supposed to. I'm doing bad things. I don't want you to do this because you can end up this and this and this way, right? From when they're young, maybe not super young, but like, say if they're in their teens or whatever, when they're entering middle school or whatever, you kind of try to explain to them, like, yo, this is not a good life to live, and here's why. And you leave that spot open for your kids to ask questions. And but if you're telling them, yo, just don't do that, that's it. I forgot what a study I read about it, but if you tell your kids this type of stuff where you just shut them down and you don't allow them to just ask you questions, they become very easy to be peer pressured because they're just used to following instructions, asking no questions all the damn time. And that's what it is. So guess what? All the badass kids with their unruly ass parents are influencing all the good ass kids. And that's what we have. So as I said, I think it's the whole do as I say, and not as I do is lazy, short-sighted, and completely selfish. That's it.
All right, so
I agree.
let me say this real quick because you kind of coming from the angle where I'm coming from, Wayward. Because I do believe that's the reason why I made a topic like that. Because a lot of the times we do that. It is a lot of lazy parenting, and we see that all the day. We can always keep countering and say, well, there's a lot of young folks that's not listening to, and I think there's way more. It's way more, as and we're gonna get to what I really get into about this though, because I think I hold older folks, and we even part of the older folks, right? To sit here and let me see. Oh damn, I can't get to. I don't want to say too much. That's gonna be answering the fourth one. But yeah, you coming from the angles. A lot of times they're not leading by example though, and it's not, and we gonna get to that. So yeah. I actually like what Wayward said though for the most part. But Conscious, you got something? Or we gonna go to upper panel?
Where we at?
We're just on the topic itself. Older folks are horrible leaders today. How you feel about it?
Oh, the fourth and horrible Peter. My bad, Joe. Other folks are horrible leaders today. I'm gonna say yeah. Well, yeah and no, but I'm gonna lean mostly to yeah because I feel like, and I don't like saying how I feel, but this what it is. Shit. They weren't taught how to be leaders because the people who taught them weren't leaders, and it's like unless you are really open to being taught something or just being quiet and letting somebody finish what they gotta say to actually make you aware of something, you cannot be taught. And we can all vouch for this. Like the generation over us, they don't never let our generation finish what we gotta say a lot of the times, especially if it goes against what they believe or whatever. And it's like, how can we be taught how to be leaders if we not learning from them? And if we not learning from them, how can we teach the ones under us, I learned right there.
All right. So open panel.
I mean, kind of just prove the point, though. No one's teaching you how to do, like teaching the younger generation these things, and they're kind of just left to their own tools out there. And it sucks. I would say even so, young boys and young men are getting the biggest brunt of it because they're straight up ignored. They're ignored.
I gotta agree with that because, but this is why I agree. It's not about like what you say; it's how you say it a lot of times. And the older generation,
Nah, it's what you say matters to both. Both are severely important.
yeah,
Because
but
like I'm
feel
in
you,
corporate
gentlemen.
world. Listen, I'm in corporate
Not gonna
world,
chase you
and
around though.
all right, go ahead, bro.
no, I was said I'm in corporate world, and it definitely matters how I say it and what I'm saying. This literal voice is my corporate voice, and this is every person I talk to for the first meeting say, yo, wait, I'm gonna not use my actual, but like, yo, Wayward, you sound so happy and happy and cheery all the time. I'm like, yeah, bro. Now give me a promotion. This voice was crafted just for corporate America because I understand what I have to say and how I say it matters.
So y'all all kind of spoke to the point that I was trying to make was it's up to us what we take out of what they doing. So if we have people or older people that did something horrible or didn't do anything, didn't amount to their life, we still supposed to look at that and learn a lesson from it. See, a lot of people, oh, well, you didn't show me that, so I didn't know. Well, it's up to you to look at it, analyze it, and be like, what's missing? What can I add to it to make it better? It's not always about somebody just showing you directly. You should have the thinking skills to think outside the box and be like, okay, what did they miss? For example, my dad, he's a hard-working man, willing to provide for his family, make all these sacrifices. But it was up to me to look at what he did and be like, all right, what can I do to start to break these generational curses? What can I do to build to our legacy? And I seen where he went wrong. He went wrong because he didn't want to take risks. So, not saying that I was just I'm a risky person, but I understand that taking risk, you get a better reward. And I'll just land right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I disagree with that, because that's the hard way. I'm not the hard way, but I don't think everybody have that mentality though, and that shows today. I will never put it on the kids or put it on somebody that's under the older folk to say that's their job to analyze. That's the plus, right? That's something extra you should do. I'm always going to say that as the older, just like us, we're older to some people. As the older, we got to lead by example, right? Because some people is looking at us. Everybody don't have that mentality. That's like telling my baby, just pay attention to me and take out all my wrongs and stuff. Some people really don't know, like, because we learn from people that's older than us and all that stuff, and we don't really know what's right or wrong until we learn the hard way. For the most part, a lot of us got to learn the hard way. So as older folks, I can't say that, that we have, that is the young folks should do. I'm not saying all the way that I feel like you just wrong on that though, because like you got to do what you got to do as you get older, right? But to say that in a broad thing, a lot of people don't have that mentality to analyze certain things, because if you're getting taught this is the right way and all this stuff, and you don't think, and you don't have the time to look at it that it's actually wrong, you going down the wrong path. That's like somebody like if a parent sitting there telling you, hey, anybody that disrespects you, we see that a lot. Anybody disrespects you, you better backhand them or something like that, or you better. That kid is not gonna know it's wrong. They just not, because
we're seeing the result of that currently.
Hold on, wait, we're just cutting in the middle. That was crazy.
Sorry.
No, I was saying, but that, like I said, that's something you do. I think that's secondary. What you saying? Cause secondary, you should analyze it. But as being a parent, or as being the older folk, or even today, right, being a mentor or something like that, I think it's our primary job to make sure that we lead by example as best we can. This secondary will be the kids to analyze. All right, let me see, or somebody that's younger. Okay, let me see if this is the right or wrong way though. So I can't put it on the kid or the younger folk first. I can't. I think we got to be leaders as older people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did. No, you can go. I'll wait.
Good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just go back at my cuz a little bit. So when you look at it, let's say you a player that's on the bench for a team. You looking at the game, you seeing, hey, he made this mistake. You seeing where that person failed at. So when you get in the game, you will be like, I know this person about to do this, and I'm not gonna let him do that. Now let's take that into another scenario in life. If you sat back and watch your parents live happily, well, not happily, but their marriage wasn't really working, right? They hate each other. And you look at that, you should be able to be like, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z because I'm going to end up in a situation like this.
That's not how it works.
To say, why is that not how it works? When you look at something,
don't comment
you always see the good and the bad. Okay, yeah, he took me somewhere else. But what I'm trying to get at is every elder was not raised to be a leader. Just like every one of us is not raised to be a leader. So some people are forced into leader positions with no qualifications. So the best thing they can do is be like, these are my mistakes. Don't make these mistakes. We can't expect everybody to be a great leader because that's not in everybody tool bag. We gotta understand. Jay said, we gotta have discernment when we listen to certain people. We have to, because they was not raised to be a leader. So how, if they was not raised and they are not qualified, why would we listen to them on how to be a leader? And why wouldn't we look at their failures and be like, that is not what I want?
Yeah. And I like I said, and I think you're saying the same thing. Yeah, you say the same thing I just said, though. I literally said I agree with you on that point. I just said that comes secondary. That was my whole point. I never said that you were wrong about that. I think my whole point is that as a parent, right, especially as a parent, it's our best to try, because we can't expect, you thinking about it from a mentality that we have now, but everybody look up to their parents first. A kid don't have their brain. A person that's younger don't have a brain of their own. They look at something and they follow. That's what they do. So we can't say that people have critical. To this day, it's adults that don't even have critical thinking. And you come from a critical thinking type aspect. You can't teach critical thinking. You just can't. All you can do is tell you. You can't even. Sometimes you can't. Well, you can't teach leadership, but some people won't follow that either, though. But the whole point is what I'm getting to. That's a secondary thing you do, because that's like taking away the accountability from the parent, right? That's like saying and not expecting that your child is going to it's basically not giving the parent a job, or giving the older folk a job. So that what you're saying, I agree with it. I'm just saying that comes secondary. That's all that is, because yes, as you, and that don't even mean that you're a leader though. Like every parent. You just gotta be a parent, right? I mean, I guess I'm coming from a parent aspect on that one, and then also I'm coming from older folks. Like it's people that's looking up to us, no matter if we want to look at it or not. So I believe it is a two-way thing, but I'm just saying that comes secondary, because I'm putting it this way. That's just like saying if you go to school, you expect your teacher to teach you something. That's just what that is. Then secondary will be you to analyze if you think that the teacher is wrong or right. But off rip, you come there to either learn or follow how to live. Like say if you go into school to study something, you go there with the expectation of, let me learn from something so I can make better with it. That will be secondary, but you automatically expect your teacher to teach. That's what's primary.
I agree with you on that point, because I get where you're coming from on that point, because when I first went to college and I went into my first big auditorium, I'm like, I'm about to go in here and the teacher is about to teach me something, and then I came to a real life realization real quick. Maybe I'm about to sit down and show you each little thing. Give you a guideline to go teach yourself it, so that when it comes down to the quiz, test, whatever, that you know it. Now the help is there. Now, if we think about that in the aspect of life, I get what you're saying, where you saying that it's supposed to be second. Like what I'm thinking is secondary. But I think that's the problem, is that we always think that we supposed to be given something. We supposed to be given this information. Well, a lot of the truth is, a lot of us is not given this information. We have to go out and seek the information. We have to learn these new habits. We have to develop these things. And that's a part of becoming an adult. And I think that by saying like, you're supposed to think about it secondary, it take away from the accountability that we supposed to have looking up to our elders. Because a sensei, when he's teaching his protege something, he's teaching it from his point of view, but when his protege take it to the next level, that was up to him. Then he'd be like, you know what? You surpassed me. You don't need me anymore. You completed the mission. The mission is to be able to do it on your own and make sure that you find a way while still being grounded. And I land.
Yeah, like I said, I guess I'm looking out for the kids that have no choice. I mean, kids don't have critical thinking. That's why I say you coming from a critical thinking aspect, and I do. You get to a certain age, yeah, you can start doing it. Yes, but I'm saying as leaders, right? Your baby not gonna just come out of nowhere and be like, you know what? I think the way she's teaching me, they're not gonna do that. They got to get to a certain age. But that's why I'm always gonna hold the parent more accountable first. That's always going to be first. That's why you got to get on the leaders first. Then then you have to do what you got to do. That's all my whole entire thing. Because like I said, kids don't have a choice. They forced to look up to and hope that their parents know what they're talking about. That's all I'm getting to about that.
Wait, so I was gonna say something related to that too. So, I agree. The whole critical thinking things of kids. It's nice to tell them that and tell them to do that. The parents shouldn't say it because the parents should never tell your kid, "Yo, just read into my actions and kind of figure it out." Kids are dumb. Kids are very dumb. I am very dumb, and I'm 34. I will admit I am very dumb. Also, I make mistakes. Same way kids make mistakes. But here's a big thing. The examples that you used were based on the person having something else to compare their experience to know if something was good or bad or whatever it is. These kids have nothing to compare to. Sorry. So they have nothing to compare to, and it's showing in society. That's why you'll hear the term breaking generational curses and all this stuff. That generation curses bad habits that the kids picked up.
Right.
And someone in their family realized, yo, this is a bad damn habit. That's why it's being broken.
And that's the part that's the part my cousin's talking about, is that somebody had to notice it. And I like I said, I get that point. That's the reason why a lot of us grew from what our parents did, though. But that's the reason why even with us, now that we grew away from it, is now the light is towards us. Cause like I know my cuz got kids, so that's why you got to be even heavier on him. We can't put it on his children and be like, well, I need you to analyze what I'm doing, even though that's good advice. Like you should do that. I'm not gonna take it away that your kids shouldn't do that, but it's more important for the father, or since he's a father, right, to be the best leader he can be. So the kids can have something to look up to. That's why you hold the father accountable first. Then what they do will be secondary, because that's the whole point of parenting. That's the whole point of being the older person or the elder. That's the whole point. So that's why they get the more of the responsibility first, or the accountability first.
I mean, which they do. Like if you're in public and you see,
you don't want to carry the bag. We get it.
Yeah, like if you see, well, no, like in public, right? Like no one likes bad kids, right? No one likes bad kids. Not even parents of bad kids like bad kids. But in public, if you hear a kid screaming, yelling about they want this and they want that, I'm annoyed by the kid maybe screaming, but I'm just looking at the parent. I'm like, you raised this badass kid that you literally gave them bad habits, and magically you think they're supposed to, out of their brain, that they should just miraculously get proper etiquette in public out of nowhere when yo ass isn't teaching them this shit. Because I don't blame the kid. I blame the fucking parent, because what the hell are they supposed to do? Like, I have my daughter, right? And she runs around, she does her thing. She's learning now. She's learning to hand me stuff and everything else, right? If she's, and that's the wild part. She sees a stranger, she latches on to me. But you'll see, we'll go in public and we see kids around her age screaming and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yo, what? It's the parents. It's until these kids are, I would say, late 20s, the parents are I would blame them. As they get older, of course, the percentage goes down. So when you're in the late 20s, I would say it's around like 30% your parents' fault, unless you really spoiled. But nah, bro, parents gotta take blame. If you have a bad kid, your kid's not doing good in school, sit down with them every damn night. Like, there's so much you could do. But they lazy.
Yeah, the only counter is what ifs with that. That's why I call it what ifs. Because what if the kid do they? No, at the end of the day, don't take away that you try to. That's why I be telling. Like even I had a topic about that. I said a parent know they're a good parent when they know they tried their best. They don't have to question and say what if. You know, all you as long as you went
You
down
gotta
and
become tough though.
you
You gotta
said
become tough though,
at,
right?
at the. What did you talking about, Neo? You
I'm
just cut
saying
me
you
off.
gotta
What you
become
talking about?
tough to make them listen. Because some people just don't listen now. We're not gonna be naive and be
Nah, I don't believe that.
disingenuous and people just
I'm
go.
gonna finish what I was saying. That was crazy.
Say
I'm not.
say do
That was.
this and they do it. Some people you gotta really tell.
I don't know what the heck is going on. I didn't. He just threw
Got
me
you
off. I forgot what
fine.
I was talking about. No, that was crazy.
When. Just go ahead.
I forgot. It's a wrap. Yeah, he just cut me off. That was crazy. But whatever. Y'all can go ahead. Go ahead. Open panel. Yeah.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
No, but
Did this man just scream at the top of it? Okay, all right.
man, let that man scream. We got emotions too. Let us express our emotions. Let that man express himself.
Okay, all right.
Oh, there's a lot being said.
Without, yeah.
Yeah, that leadership feels different, don't it?
I think that a lot of people gotta understand that kids listen to the parent that's more strict because it comes off like you care more. When you just let them do whatever, it's more like, cool, my mom don't care. She don't care what I do. She don't care if I stay out till 11. My dad, see, I gotta be in the house by 8 because dad don't play that shit. He's more of a person who try to tell me what to do, try to run my life. That's what kids think. It always was, I hate that I got the parent that don't let me do what I do. Because in their mind, you're trying to stop their fun. And it's like, I'm not trying to stop your fun. I'm trying to teach you how to be useful when it comes to what actually valuable in this world, what actually matters. Don't just be thinking, oh, I could go out here and party all times of the hour and think ain't nobody supposed to sit up here and tell you, hey, you know, when it get to this around this time, this happened, you know, just because they understand that it gets dangerous, and it showed throughout time what times of the hours people get put in certain situations. So it's like when somebody is telling you something, they ain't telling you it just because they don't want you to enjoy yourself or look a certain way. It just more of a benefit of, well, this is something that you probably don't understand what comes with it. That's why I think it's important to actually listen to what somebody is telling you instead of thinking somebody is always trying to go against you, to where you're coming at them like they trying to harm you or put you in harm's way. When in reality, listen to the people that actually care to give you information or advice on what not to do or how to do things, because that's their job. That's their job. It's your parents' job to be a parent, to act like parents to you. It is your job to hear your parents out and not feel like that what they're saying is harmful or just irritating or something that just doesn't benefit your life at all. Like, no, everything is helpful. Like De Niro said, everything is a life learned lesson. It's all about what lesson are you looking at and what did you actually get from that lesson. But a lot of people, they don't care for the damn lesson. They don't even care to hear your voice. That's where we're at now. They don't give a damn about what you think because they're gonna always tell you what they think.
Hey man, listen, I'm okay with being a bad parent in my kids' eyes. As long as they stay on a proper path, I'll wait till I get older. I'll wait till I get older and realize the reason I did the things I did. Because even
Hey, you just said it
oh,
right
give me
there
a
though.
second.
That's the problem. That is the problem. You said when they get older, they will see. No, you have to explain to them along the way. See, a lot of the
Yeah,
times we get it
yes.
confused what parenting really is. Parenting is not just don't touch the stove. Parenting is, look, the stove gets really hot because you see this has to be cooked. It gets to the temperature where your body cannot withstand that. You will hurt yourself very bad. Oh, okay. You catch them again. You explain again. And then consequences come. See, a lot of the times we just don't touch the stove. The stove is hot. The kid, why is the stove hot? Oh, why do we need a hot stove in the house? Oh, maybe I can touch it and do this. No, you have to explain along the way. And I'll land.
Well, no. So the example, I'll use an example and make it make more sense. Like, let's say your kid wants to go out with their friends, and you know their friends from school are unruly kids, right? And you're like, yo, you tell them like, yo, I don't think you should go out with those friends, or not think you're not going out with those friends because this and this and this person does this and this is going on, and I don't want you around this because it's not going to be good for you, and I don't want you to get in trouble. And of course, you tell them to hold because I care and love you and everything else, right? But no matter how many times you probably say that, because they're kids, they're gonna be upset with you. They're gonna be mad at you, like no matter what, because that's you taking away something they'll probably enjoy because they're not thinking long term. So I'm using like that's what I'm thinking about. Like, okay, they might be mad at me now, but fast forward maybe 10 years from now, they'll understand. Like, even though I explained to them, they're still upset because they didn't see their friends. They'll understand. Well, yeah, I was mad at the time, but I understand why you did it. You're right. It's kind of just like as you're maturing and realizing, you can tell them. I said you can simplify them as best as possible, but they're kids. They're still gonna get upset about stuff.
I'm gonna say this that what I got from what D said is that I think parents got to the point where they got tired of repeating themselves. So that's why they went to the saying, a hard head gonna make a soft ass. So that's why they gonna let you bump your head 100 times or however many times till you realize that your head is hurting or until you get a concussion. But and not like you said, that is a problem because again, my mom, she always explained she ain't never hit me for no reason. I knew why she was gonna hit me because this would literally be her routine. Hey, get up and go downstairs and wash them dishes. All right, I'm focused on what the fuck I'm focused on. She'll come back in there. Hey, go down there and wash them dishes. Don't let me have to repeat myself again. She come back. I'm still in the same damn spot. Because it's like, I hear her, but I want to do it when I feel like it. So when she come in here and she starts swinging, it's because she said what she said. This ain't I'm on your time. This is go do what I said, then get back to what you doing.
You see, I would troll. I would come, whatever you're doing, I would just take it from your hand and just sit next to you. I'll just take it from your hand and sit right next to you.
Because she felt like that's her talking to you. That's her talking. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what to go do, but you don't care what I say. So when I come in here and start beating your ass and start telling you, I told your ass to go down there and wash the motherfucking dishes, but you, like, she's explaining to me why I'm getting hit. She ain't just hitting me. Some people, parents, will just knock the hell out you because they said what they said the first time, and when you didn't listen the first time, now I gotta get violent. Now you testing my hand. You testing my authority. You thinking that I won't stand on what the fuck I said. And that's how people get tested. Because a kid always gonna feel like they don't have to listen. It's like, why do I gotta do what you say?
I'm a big kid now.
That's part of well, that's also a part of kids growing up. They're gonna test boundaries as much as they can. Like me, I just got hand slaps. I know people like get hit by belts and all this stuff. I just got hand slaps. Like my mom would literally, if I know I'm in trouble, she'll call me. I'll stand there. She'll
No
explain
offense, I
what's
don't think
going
this is
on.
an act, but I kind of believe you.
Huh?
I believe you're a hand slap kid. I
What
have
do you
no
mean?
question.
What do you mean I'm a hand slap kid? Man, get out of here. I got hand slapped six. Listen,
I'll
I
say
got
them.
hand slapped 6 times my whole life. And the last time was right before I came to America. And that's because I ran away in the airport and they couldn't find me for like an hour.
Let me ask
That's
y'all
it.
this: have y'all ever bucked up to y'all parents as kids, or teenagers?
I did as a teenager and I got actual like, I almost got boiling water thrown on me.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely have.
And what parent was it to?
Mom.
It was my dad, because my dad was the only one that was really around. So
Hey, I was sorry, no, I thought it'd be funny. I was around when he was doing that work. His dad wasn't playing with him. He said he didn't do it. He said
hey,
where's
no,
my
y'all think he
fucking
playing though?
PSP? Where's my PSP, Dad?
No, y'all. Hey, and the crazy part about it is, by me doing that, it built so much character within myself that it made me. It's part of the reason why I'm the man I am today.
Mhm.
Cause the buck up to my pops, you gotta be ready for whatever. I'm just laying there.
Buck up, ain't luck up. Yes. Sorry, no. I'm trying to make it rhyme. All right. Where everybody go? Everybody bring y'all buds back. I ain't got to talk about men and women. He said, I'm one of them older folks.
My
All right.
mama
Speaking of which, so I know what the hell is an elder? Like I hear people saying it all the times, and I think it's because some people said I'm considered an elder because I'm 34, and I'm
You
like,
not no elder.
yeah, right. I'm just like, well, what is it? Because I'm like, yo, for me and my
An
family,
elder.
I'm a kid. I'm a kid in my family because everyone's in their 60s and 70s.
So
I'm
an
like, no,
elder to
You're an
me
elder to somebody.
would
no
be
way, word.
an elder to me would be more like, I'm gonna say 50, 60 plus.
Oh, fun. Was you guys talking about we should listen to our elders? Like, I'll be respectful, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to any of them anymore. The
Oh,
more
that
and
was
more I've grown as an
crazy.
adult, I realize they are talking out their ass like no tomorrow, trying to sound smart.
I know how the universe works. Karma is a mother.
What do
And
you
she
mean?
and she
So
comes around whenever she feels like it.
my thing is this: what makes people think that your generation wasn't gonna go through no bullshit? Like as if our elders was supposed to get every little single thing right for us, but it was like. But my thing is, bullshit was gonna happen whether they had it right or didn't. The shit was gonna eventually. Somebody was gonna eventually try to crumble.
Well,
Crumble.
no, I'll use an example of some of like the weird ass advice that they try to give me now, right? And I just look at them confused. So me, I'm not even first generation. My daughter's first generation, so I'm hoping she picks like law school or something when she gets bigger, because I'm setting that up for her. But so for me, right, my uncle is severely confused by how involved I am with raising this baby, and he's argued with me against it, which is the weirdest thing ever. So like me, my girlfriend, she sets up all the baby's appointments on a day where I have a day off, so I can be at those appointments, ask questions, and everything else. I work from home, so I'm watching the baby majority of the time. Right, she's literally right next to me, right? And I try to explain this to my uncle about, yeah, I go to all the doctor's appointments. I have the baby with me all the time, and he's like, "Why? You're supposed to be working. Why are you wasting time and going to the doctor's appointments?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about, homie?" I look at him like, "What are you talking about?" And he's just he's straight up looking at me like I'm insane. I'm like, you're supposed to, you're supposed to be involved in the kid's life, right? Not only for like when good things happen, you kind of have to be there. And he just couldn't process it. And my other uncles and aunts were there, and they just couldn't process it either. I'm just looking at them like, y'all are weird. Y'all are
So
weird.
let me say this though. Y'all had asked the question about the difference between an older and elder. So it says it's the same thing, but it's the way you use it, right? Elder is more of like usually a respect type thing behind it, or like authority type thing. Older is something that you can use in anything, like like older food, or older like your sister could be older, your brother can older than you, or something like that, or whatever. So elder is usually just used as in like it's a person that you may look up to, or something. That's what that usually is. So that's what the difference is. They the same thing, but it's just, I guess, the context of it behind it is different. So, like I said, that definition everybody got about it, so I'm talking to them.
No, I'm still here. Um, go ahead. Um, but yeah, I just think that shit, we can't. I'm just over people trying to make it seem like everybody gonna get it down pat. Like, and truth be told, the only people I see getting it down pat is the actual strong minds that can actually lead that. You get what I'm saying? Like, Malcolm X was a strong-minded person to me. That's why I felt like people followed him. You get what I'm saying? And actually believed in what he was saying, because he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to sit up here and put his life on the line, to stand up for what's right. He wanted people to understand how we being manipulated as a whole, how we supporting or we're being put in positions where that we shouldn't be put in. Like, if I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna need my brothers to stand with me. I'm gonna need my sisters to stand with the brothers as well, because if I'm protecting you, I expect you to protect me, or would want to protect me. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. Actual. What
I
the
feel like
heck?
people nowadays, shit, they don't even give a fuck. They don't want to listen to nobody because everybody's stuck in their ways. It's not just old people. Everybody is literally stuck in their ways. And then you want to sit up here, something don't work out, you want to blame the world or somebody for it.
That sacrifice.
And it's so crazy. Some people don't even believe in sacrifice. That's what I'm realizing up on here. Like, I was talking to somebody and it was like, she just kept on trying to break it down to me that she was like, it was something about like, oh, men need to sacrifice themselves regardless what woman it is. Regardless, he needs to sacrifice himself because that's what he was placed here for. And I was like, your way of thinking, it's alarming, but I could kind of get what you was trying to say. Like, but
if she say that though, right? If she say that, then that means we gotta use the same logic. That means women was here to submit to men. Then she not about to say that part, is she?
oh hell no, they gonna run from the men.
I'm about to say that though.
And that's my thing. Like, we can't even get a person to understand your position. Because you just feel like you don't have no position. You just feel like every position is your position. Like, oh, I'm the leader, I'm the protector. Like, that's where I believe we have moved to a generation where they feel like they can literally do it everything. Oh, if I ask you for something, I promise you I'll never ask you for it again. I'll figure it out.
I might make that a topic. I might do that for the last couple hours. You got me thinking about something.
Yes, because it's a more their mind is feeling like, if I can't depend on you for information, if I can't depend on you physically, if I was ever placed in a position where I actually needed someone, the moment somebody show me that they not there or can't do what I ask or follow through, I give hope. I give up on hope of asking somebody for something, asking somebody for help, asking somebody for guidance. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn the way I do things. Like, you get what I'm saying? So people start to develop their own way of doing things because they feel like, oh, I reached out and wasn't nobody there. I went to an elder. Guess what? They failed me. So it's more,
Go ahead.
so it's like their mind is programming them to say, hey, you know, I'm not going to be dependable or looking for somebody to come save me from my problems. I'm going to go to God, or I'm going to just go to what I know.
Hey, I got this question, right? Who fault is it that you didn't live up to the expectations that you had for yourself?
Kev. It's Kev's fault.
What the heck? I looked up and Petty was in here. What's the deal?
Whoa,
That's what I
being
just looked at. I
loud.
looked at my computer and came back.
Be loud.
It's Kev's fault why I didn't achieve all my goals that
Of
I wanted
course.
to in life.
Of course.
It's Kev's fault. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I
Yeah.
met his
Well,
life,
that's what
you know what I'm saying?
light skinned people do, man. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I gotta blame somebody lighter than me.
Heck, nah.
No, I'm just cooling. Hey guys,
How you feeling, man?
I just got off of work. I had to cuss out some kids running
Oh
around
wow.
my damn restaurant. This shit blew me, bro. And then they were us. Like,
Not you cussing out the kids.
absolutely. The fuck? They're not gonna be running around my restaurant and then I went right up to the parents afterwards. I was like, yo, this is not Chuck E. Cheese. They're like, are our kids a problem? Yes. The fuck? I wanted to be like, they acting like white kids, but I couldn't do that because I'm a manager and I have to be professional. But this is not Chuck E. Cheese. She was like, oh, okay. Oh, do you see a ball pit, bitch? No. The fuck? Fine dining. Sit down. But that was it. That was my day.
Sounds very exciting.
Sounded relaxing.
Running a restaurant sucks, but I love it.
Yeah, the payoff is it always be like that at the beginning, man.
I'm gonna just start tripping them damn kids next time.
Dang. That's petty.
That'll teach your ass stop running. And they be letting their kids run around with no shoes on and shit. You know what? Don't get me started because
All right.
we could do a whole live on restaurant etiquette out this motherfucker. These people
You said a whole lot. That's funny though. I do a whole lot.
about restaurant etiquette and what to do and what not to do. Like, this shit crazy, right? I've never seen no shit a day in my life. When my kids was little, they had manners. They knew better to run around no damn restaurant. They said please and thank you. They ordered their food. These kids nowadays, Lord, leave them home. In fact, leave the parents home. But throw the whole family away.
Not the whole family.
The whole family, because they don't know how to act, bro. They come in here and don't know how to act. Like, lost their rabbit ass minds. Throw them all away. All of them. Whose fault is it when The parents come to the fucking restaurant and they can't control their kids. Is it the women's fault or the man's fault?
Mm,
See?
I'm,
These are real problems in society.
you said right. They ain't just in. That's real problems.
Real problem. And everybody was well dressed.
I'm working on this topic right now. She done got me thinking about that. The topic gonna be first. I'm gonna ask our men here to protect something
And
like
my
that.
and my thing is the only reason why I don't like this generation of parents because it be some things that just be concerning and questionable to me with people with kids. And I say I question shit because when I especially look at the internet, especially places like TikTok, like y'all know that trend that was going around. It was a trend going around where parents were allowing their kids to go in the bathroom and say whatever that they want to say, far as when I whoop you or do something you don't like, what do you be saying? Like the kids was talking about, I be saying, fuck this bitch, you fat bitch, and all this shit. Like, and it was like letting them cuss, like, and I said, this is the fucking problem.
They thought that shit was cute.
Yes, girl, and it just be like they would sitting up here laughing, like, oh,
You guys, do you think that everybody thinks that everything now is content?
Yes. That's why everybody pull out their phones instead of doing what they supposed to do.
Even real life?
Like, even real life. You got, it's so much stuff that used to be behind closed doors that now the world gets to fucking see. You got parents disciplining their kids on TikTok, so TikTok can see them disciplining their kids. You got car accidents, and instead of people trying to call 911, they pulling out their phones to make content and TikTok videos and shit. Like it's crazy. It don't make no damn.
like, yeah, let me
It don't make no sense.
let me sit up my phone real quick, so because I understand my son was outside game banging, so I'm about to slap his ass on camera in front of his
Make
kid.
surveillance very easy though,
So
if you ever think about it.
It make everybody's job a lot easier. They just
No, it just
stupid.
makes surveillance easy. Like you can
But
surveil
it
the
was
world easily.
like
They'll
I
let
think
you know.
some things are here to just trigger people. Like some people do that. Like I was watching a girl
I
live.
am.
I forgot her name, but she's a white tea girl, or she was Hispanic. I'm not sure, but she was teaching her child. She said, "Yeah, I'm gonna teach my child to be like me. I'm gonna teach my child to go out here and hustle for money, and she gonna sit up here, and get used men for money, because men gonna be sitting up here trying to use women. But I'm gonna teach her, you gonna always have one up on a man. I don't give a fuck." And I was like, this shit is sick. The shit that people be saying, and then it's just like the black woman that was in the car with her man and their kids, and she was like telling her sons, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach my kids on how to she was like it was the exact word that she had used. She was like how to scam. It was something like that, but
Finesse.
finesse, yes. It was like she was gonna teach her kids how to finesse. And the father, like, you gonna teach my boys what? You gonna teach our boys to sit up here and
Good, how you?
get played by 304s. And I was like, damn, that's deep.
Thank you.
Talking about, oh, you gonna teach them that a woman ain't ish. And I was just like, I'm like, where is we going with life? Because a lot of people trying to make sinful things not look like sinful things no more. Some people just out here really don't want wrong to be wrong no more. And that's crazy in me. We have allowed the kids to be successful. They even got, y'all know the Bloom Poppin' show. They got a kid version up there, and it's a grown man sitting up here watching the little girl dance, talking about something, ooh. Like, what the fuck you on about? That's crazy. And then we promoting our kids to do grown shit. Like, why are we promoting kids to date?
That's why
I
we
seen
need to
that be
be
popcorn.
teaching our kids. We need to be teaching our kids how to be husband and wives and go back to arranged marriages.
That might be the way that it's heading.
I don't know about the
It's
arranged
even
marriages. Do you see
sickening.
some of these people in their family?
Like, if y'all see the one with Woody, he got the little boy up there that be with Finesse 2 times, and he got that little boy sitting up there judging grown ass women walking in, showing ass, talking about, yeah, we gonna keep her. I'm like, boy, you only 5. Like, what we
I seen
doing?
that,
What
and that
are
was the
we
same one where
doing?
where he told the mother's son to move back. He was like, "Move. We talking to your mother. We ain't talking to you." And a grown woman was looking at this little boy and was like, "Ooh, okay, like
Yeah, like,
yes,
that's
take
the
charge."
strangest shit.
And I'm over here like, "Yo, this little man just pushed your son out the way, disrespected your son, and you over here thinking that's cute."
Like the woman who just got caught for going viral because her son all up her ass. Like, ooh, like she up here bending over, putting
That's her
laundry.
nephew.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was her nephew.
I don't
That was
know
even
what the
worse.
hell, but I was mad because I'm like, this is crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, I seen the comments. It was pissing me off. I'm like, what?
Because they were trying to justify that shit. That shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. And no, even a woman that responded, she said, "I do it up." I'm like, what?
Where
Oh,
was,
gosh.
yeah,
And they
we
be
very
wondering why we
lost.
get on the woman so bad though. It's like, bro, oh my gosh, they don't know that the women be the more of an example today than the men. That's the sad part. And it's like they just don't understand how the power that these women. I think these women way more powerful than these men today, and they just don't see it, bro. They don't. They the main ones that had the kids. They the main ones because they the ones that's taking up the next gen. You know, they don't even like even the law itself is against the men to even be in the same household nowadays. Like, boy, my gosh, there's so much, bro.
Cause you not lying. Like, we definitely the ones that sit up here and give the biggest examples. For real, for real. I'm not even gonna argue.
I don't get how people don't see that. They quit to just get on the men, just get on the men. Well, the man ain't raising these kids nowadays, man. Or they keep sleeping with the guys that ain't listening to none of us. It's not like they listen to us either.
Facts. Like, how do you expect the man to get on you, and then when he get on you, oh, he trying to control me. He trying to manipulate me. He's abusive.
You wasn't saying that when he's abusing that punani. So no stop.
Lord. It's like they so backwards that you listen to the dude who's slapping you upside your head, but you ain't listening to the dude that actually sitting up here that actually genuinely care to tell you what to do, what's right, and he don't even got to sleep with you. He ain't even got to sleep with you. He not even interested in you. He just a good person who don't want to see you go down the wrong path. And that's my thing. I'm just so tired of the guys being painted as these monsters. Like, oh, men be abusive, men be touching women, men don't know how to have self-control. When men are literally the calmest creatures on earth. They are literally the calmest people on earth. Because they
Depending
the
on which ones you
strongest.
got.
They the strongest and they the calmest.
Depending on what type of dog you got. You might have a pit bull.
But even a pit bull can be trained.
Yeah, sometimes they're not tamed or they're used to your scent. And when they go around other people, they just unpredictable. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I still think dogs just don't do things for no reason. It's always a reason.
It's all in the way you train them.
Some of these people got poor training skills. They training skills is not healthy. That's why some of these dogs running wild. These people running wild out here. But shit, I just feel like women are so out of control to the point where shit, when you try to get them to have some type of, that's why the topic he had earlier, I really want him to keep that shit, because it was just like, dang, like,
Oh, I got something better that I'm about to do in a couple minutes because I'm gonna do a couple more hours with a new topic though. I'm just making it right now.
let me answer the rest of these. How has do as I say, not as I do helped us? Shit. Let me think. So I'm gonna say, from what I understand is, I grew up exactly around that, and because my mama used to tell me, you don't do what the hell I do, right? And it had took me to understand she right. I ain't supposed to do what she do. She's a parent, but at the same time, just like any other kid, I'll still be rebellious, do what I'm not told, until I seriously get in trouble. Then I straighten all the way up till she's like, she gotta really put pressure on me. I don't know why. I was testing my mama so much. But I think nowadays it hasn't helped at all. I don't think it had helped, because I think it's definitely important to be the example so people could respect you that much more, because you actually giving them not only the speech, but you giving them the understanding of you actually practice what you preach and or teach, whichever one you want to, however you want to take it. I think it's also shows that you really stand on what you say. You get what I'm saying? You stand on what you say, you stand on what you do. And when I tell you not to do something, it's to sit up here. Even if I did tell you, because I could see why some people be like, do as I say, not as I do. Only because that was something that carried on down to them. You get what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it doesn't make it right. I think those people still try to justify their horrible ways, but also still trying to get a person to believe the example that, or give them the understanding that whether I do it or don't do it, it's still wrong. But I expect higher expectations of you wanting to not do it as well. Because in their eyes, it's like, yeah, we both know better. But that because I jump off the bridge, that doesn't mean you come running after me. So, because you understand that it's dangerous, just like I understand it's dangerous. That's why some people say, do as I say, not as I do. So that's why I got it from it. Other folks say they want their child to be better than them. What does that mean today, and do they really want that today? Today, I'm gonna say this. No, I don't think they really want that shit. Because there's kids out here achieving. But when your kid achieve a level of success or start to do things that you don't do, you could become a parent that envy those children, especially if you're not included. You'll start to feel like, damn, you went out here. I want you to be better than I am. But you will sit up here and you got people out here who would look at their teenage kid, and who walk around the house with no shirt on. And some people fathers be like, don't be walking around with your chest out around my woman. Because they feel like at the end of the day, my woman's still a woman. She still have eyes. I don't care, son or not. She still have eyes. and I think that some parents or some people could look at certain situations and be jealous. Like, you got women out here who jealous of their daughters because their daughter got a body that they don't got. Because their daughter sit up here and doing things that they never got a chance to do. So I think it applies to some, not to all. I think the parents that want to see their kid do better, they actually are their biggest supporters when it comes to doing so. And it's like, I'm proud. They're gonna acknowledge that. They're gonna express that hey, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you were that you actually accomplished. Like Carmelo Anthony, his son, he actually so proud of his son understanding how to follow the blueprint. You know, it's hard to get for a parent to get their kid to want to follow the blueprint to the lifestyle or to what they believe is what's going to make their parents proud. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I ain't gonna lie, I seen that shit though. I was like, the way Melo spoke, I was like, hey, that's a proud parent right there. That's somebody who actually happy to see their kid on the path of doing better than probably that he ever did, or, you know, trying to outlive the legacy push the legacy even further by carrying it down to the next generation. Like, how if this how I see it, if Michael Jordan's son, right, played basketball and he went on to be the best, better than his daddy, his dad would be a proud man because his legacy is getting better and better and it's carrying on throughout time, and it's nothing, and it's expressing nothing, showing nothing but greatness, you know, and hard work, dedication, whatever case may be. It's showing that the people who come from your bloodline, they're motivated to be something. They care about making sure the legacy don't fail or don't I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I'm thinking, I'm trying to put in words. But yeah, like, I just think it's a difference. It's definitely a difference. You see the proud parents. You see the parents that just sitting up there clapping. That's my boy. That's me right there.
But
Like,
they
you get what I'm
clapping
saying?
differently today. They're doing a whole different type of clap. That's my boy.
Said that. No, seriously. But yeah, do you realize competing with younger folks is our biggest setback? Yes. Like, you got the people that's in their later years trying to compete with the ones in their younger years. And it's because you still don't realize you on the same mission as them. If you struggling with trying to keep a relationship or find a relationship, you don't be sitting out here giving relationship advice, because you're not the person to sit up here and give it, because you're not even in the mindset of understanding that you're actually in the same pool. Like, your niece is your competition to find in the same good men that you trying to preach about. And that just make you look bad. It makes you look bad when you sit up here trying to wear the same things that the 20-year-old wear or the 18-year-old girl wear. That's why I question people who sit up here and, like, especially like older generation. If I see older women who get BBLs and they wear colored hair that they're that looks like the pink purples and all that stuff, like, and you doing these childish ass hairstyles, and you understand, baby, you is somebody grandmother. You need to look like a grandmother. Stop trying to look like young Keisha, Tisha, Tasha, whatever. Like, you ain't that no more. That's why they say act your age, not your shoe size. Because a lot of people are literally trying to act their shoe size and not act their damn age. And you are a part of the problem why people don't even believe in some of the examples that you try to sit up here and tell them to set in their lives, because it's more like, oh, hell nah. You shouldn't be somebody I listen to, because honestly, you out here doing the same shit that I'm doing, so I can't even listen to you. Like, it holds no weight. And then it's like people out here competing for the shit that you're supposed to already be doing naturally. Why the fuck is we competing for houses and cars when these are tools that we supposed to be getting through life or using to make our life run a little bit smoother as we get older? Why is we out here flexing this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't like, oh yeah, we up here flexing degrees and shit. Why? You supposed to be smart. That's the whole purpose of your ass going to school. Like, I don't know why we out here competing, trying to prove, oh, I know more than you. I got this. I got money. I got the biggest house. My kids is more educated and well spoken. Like, they supposed to be. Like, people be saying shit that just be like, do you hear yourself?
But hey, nah, on that, don't you think that's needed to make people do better?
So when you say what's needed to do better, like what you mean? Like, it's needed.
So the reason why not having a car is bad, well, the reason not having a car is bad is because you would be called a bum, right?
No, because at the end of the
But
day, you're like, we can't preach that. We can't preach that. We can't teach
but don't
that.
we need bullying? I think that's the problem. We got away from bullying. Sometimes we need to tell somebody else, like, bro, that shit is not smart, or like, why is you doing that shit? That shit lame as hell. Like, for example, if a dude's sitting around just using women to get where he need to be, I feel like I should be able to be like, you a bum. Why is you doing that? And I feel like I should be able to bully him because he not being a real example of what a man is.
I get you.
So on the other end of that, you got people that's actually boasting about how on they shit they are. I don't think there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, hey, look, I got this damn degree because I worked for it. It's not like it was given to me. I worked my ass off of this. I went through sleepless nights. I went through long ass days, going to lectures tired, all type of shit. I earned this.
But that's
So
something
I
that you
should be able
wanted
to
to do.
brag about this.
No,
Just like
nobody's
in
not saying
any
that you
basketball game.
Nobody
Okay,
ain't
let's
saying
think
that
about
nobody can brag about it, but it's like more of an understanding that why do you seek a golden star or a hand clap, round of applause for doing something that you
Same
was
reason you
going to
said
hold on,
same
hold on,
same.
hold on. Why do you seek validation of getting a hand clap or a golden star or a trophy just for doing something that you dedicated yourself that you wanted to do, regardless of how anybody felt or thought? You was
Right.
gonna do this regardless because it was just in you to want it that bad. But ain't nobody telling any. But is you doing it because you wanted a reward at the end?
okay, right. Everybody wants a reward. Everybody wants to be known for doing what? That's what a legacy is. Everybody wants some type of legacy. Let's say you watch boxing. That fighter is fighting somebody else to say, I'm better than you. I'm competing with because I want to be known as the best ever. I want my kids to be able to walk around with such prestige that they get benefits from just having my last name. The same thing in sports. The same thing at your job. You perform and do great at work so you can be acknowledged for it. Everything that we do, we want to be acknowledged for it. No matter how you want to sit there and cut it at something. My cousin, he played a game. He wants to beat everybody ass in Mortal Kombat and be like, I'm better than you. Ha ha ha. No matter what, it's something. Everybody is going to want to be better than somebody else in whatever it is. And they
Yeah,
want to be acknowledged for it.
yeah, I think, but that itself, we going for the thing I'm talking about. It's a difference between believing in your confidence. That I think when you live life trying to get acknowledgement for other people, that's you about to cause misery from that point because you can't please everybody. And your background loud, cause
Which is true.
so the thing is with that, you shouldn't live your whole life trying to get and that's what the main thing coming from, trying to look for a hand clap for everybody else. I understand some people do it because a lot of people may have doubted them or something like that, and they want to do it, but it's never been a good thing to be moving in pridefulness, even that's like a sin, but that's a whole other thing. But moving in pridefulness is like and I realize people use pride, right? They use pride for confidence, and that's not what that is. Confidence is just flat out believing in yourself. You do these things for yourself. You're not supposed to be, and I think that's a wrong way of doing things is for other people, or at least the validation part, right? And if you are doing it for other people, it should be to let people to show them that they are able to be where you're at, instead of using it as in I'm better than you. I don't think nobody in this world living with a mentality of I'm better than you it's never going to be because it's never uplifting, right? Because we always should have the mentality of helping the next, not downing the next. So I think that's always been a bad thing, to boost or arrogance, right? That always been a bad thing, and I know we tried to make it good. So believing in yourself, which, like I said, somehow that's really just focusing on yourself and giving yourself and telling yourself I did it, instead of telling everybody else that I did it. We don't need an outside source confirmation that that I am the best or something. Like it's cool. It's a good dopamine feeling, right? It's a good dopamine feeling. Even when somebody like tell me like, I love what you're doing, Kev, and you do that. It's a very good feeling. But then my intentions behind it is that I just want to make sure that you become better. Or that's the reason why I'm taking the sacrifice of my own peace, because I want people to be better. It's not me to say that I got a better mind than you. I got a greater mind. I'm smarter than you. I can't, because we know it's other people that might not be as strong. It might not be, so that would discourage them. And then I could be like, well, that's a you problem that you feel discouraged. Why do that? That's like a form of like kind of bullying when you know you're a little bit better and stuff, and then you keep rubbing it in. You know what I'm saying? And that's not gonna, people gonna give up. Sometimes it can work the opposite way. If you do that stuff. So arrogance and boasting never been a good thing.
For everything.
It's not needed. You compete with yourself. It ain't have nothing to do with another person. Like at the end of the day, no matter if you compete, you go to the grave by yourself.
Okay, when you doing something, right? When you a kid, a little bitty kid, you're going to school to do what? You're going to school to be good. So what? You can make mommy and dad happy.
But I grew up that you can't do that either.
You always gonna look for gratification from somebody. If you are a father, you're going to look for gratification from your kids, your family. You're going to be like, okay, I know that I'm doing enough for my family because they letting me know.
But I'm trying to say, like, didn't y'all praise Carmelo Anthony for something earlier? That's all I have to say. I'll go back on mute. Y'all can keep going.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Everything a person is going to want to be appreciated and praised by somebody. Whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, the coach, the other players, something, whatever you do. Why
Yeah,
do you think you get on the game and you compete with other people?
yeah. I kind of adjusted that too. I don't even be in the game that much no more. I just do it for fun, and when it stopped being fun, I really just stopped because I realized it was hurting me more than anything though, and I know that I'm not
But
the
what I'm
best all the
saying
time.
is, it's still
So,
there no matter what. No matter
yeah,
a
but
person can be as humble as they want to be, but it's something they still gonna want to compete in. And
and
some
I like
people,
that you keep saying
I'm
that
gonna say
word.
that.
You keep saying that word want. Of course, everybody wants something, but we talking about we talking about need from this point. Everybody want these things, but what do you need to do for yourself? I can want, like I said, I can want all these things about give me I want my flowers and all this stuff, but if I'm living life trying to base it around getting flowers or not, that's you're not living life for yourself from that point no more. You gotta know you gotta have a balance where that I'm doing this for me, or if you believe in a God, I'm doing this for God, something like that. But doing it for another human being, that's something I noticed as I got older. You would not be able to please a human being. They can hate on you, they can do whatever, but how long you gonna keep this thing up as in trying to like, all right, I just want this. Even your own kids, they're not gonna be sitting there giving you your praise every time because you want it all the time. It's just not. So we can't
so
base our life off of trying
my
to get
question to
praise
you,
and worship. Huh?
my question to you is: living the life that you have everything you need and no wants, is that a fulfilling life? If you got
Yes,
everything
yes.
you
If you change your
need,
mindset, yes, you can. Yes, and then your needs, you start getting joy out of your needs. Like it's
so
just
why would
actually
God
living the
put
little
things
things.
that we want here to exist?
Huh?
If we wasn't, why would God put things that we want here on earth with us if it wasn't supposed to be obtained?
Drive to for us to put in the work to do it. It's the drive. It's and also the teachers that where we don't discipline ourselves because it got Punani that's all like crazy and stuff. You could like, why did it make that exist? But he also want us to control ourselves because it's all so many things we want to do, but that don't mean we need to do it. So that's where the free will come in it. So that's just to tell our nature
But
of what we
what
like to
makes
do.
these things bad?
Huh?
But what make these things bad that we so-called claim is bad things? Like,
What make
uh,
them bad?
yeah,
As in
like
what? Like what things?
being competitive, always wanting to be number one.
Yeah,
What would
because
make
you see
that
what
bad?
happens with that. That a lot of people is unaliving each other off of competitive. Even pride
Okay,
itself.
but that's bad
Pride is
people.
doing the
We
same
talking
thing.
about
Huh?
we not talking about bad people that
No,
have
that is
cheapers.
always
Let's
been a
talk
bad
about
thing. It's
no,
gonna
that's
get
not
there.
true.
It always
That's
gonna
not
get
true.
there.
Because you can have
So
somebody
what?
that want to be the best boxer in the world. That don't mean he's gonna go in there and cheat and do something bad to prove that. He can
Boxing
go
not a
in
good
there and
thing.
be a humble person, be a good person, and still achieve being the best person in boxing
Boxing
because
not
he's
even good for us
competitive.
anyways. That's damaging to the body. That's not even
Oh
that's
my God, God damn.
I'm just saying,
Shit,
like, if we
playing
want to be that
basketball,
technical.
football,
Yes,
everything.
all that stuff. Yes, all that stuff. You ever realize that stuff do it hurt us more than anything? So competitive competition was never meant to be because the whole point of life is to better one another, not compete. That's the problem. People even take competition in relationships, and that's why I get bad. Competition has never been. It's I'm put it this way. It do give you something to better or enhancing things, just like when you got like jobs and stuff that compete with one another because they look at different things. But the ultimate goal is just to become a better person, or comparing,
Right.
right? It's a difference between comparing and competing. Now, I had actually just talking about that last week, right? Because people mix comparison and compete. Just like I would do a comparison, like if I thought I was at the lowest, I will compare, like, I could be in a grave, or I could be these people across the seas and all this other stuff. That's a comparison, but it's not competing. Now, competing is be like, oh, that's where it comes out. Well, I'm better than this, and I'm better than that, and it's like the mentality that's behind it. It's never because the thing is, it's gonna be a point in your life, even when you competing. That's how I know it's a bad thing that you're gonna get humbled. You know what I'm saying? Or some people don't, and you don't. Nobody likes that feeling of getting humbled. You should be humble, right? Which is the opposite.
of your thing, and giving praise to whatever you believe in or whatever. If some people praise themselves, but then whatever, that's a whole nother thing. But the whole goal is to become the best you can be, because the people you keep competing to get, it's not about to be, like I was trying to mention earlier, it's not going to go in the grave with you, no matter if they validate it. And all they going to do is celebrate you when you're in the grave. And what do that do for yourself?
That's
Nothing.
all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you're gonna be great regardless, because that's the purpose of life. You get what I'm saying? Whether that, like you said, validation there or not, because people gonna always talk good or bad, regardless. No matter where you are, where you go, where you're headed, it's gonna be there.
It's
So
always gonna be there, good or bad. That's why I continue doing what I'm doing, because I like, it's people that's gonna like what I do and don't like what I do, because people is people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, even I realize with my own family, like I can't, you can't, if trying to that's what's the word? Trying to please people, right? If you try to please people, that'd be the worst. That's literally the worst thing ever, because you're not gonna please your girl all the time. You're not gonna please your kids all the time. You're not gonna please your own mother all the time. That's just real life, because we are humans. We are
That's
freaking
true.
humans.
so I wanted to I always say it starts when you're young as a child, because that's where you become a people pleaser. That's how you become a people pleaser, because you got all these people. Your teacher expects you to do good in school. Your parents expect you to do good in life, right? They
Are
expect
you saying a people
you
pleaser
have.
is not? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just trying to get on your
Yeah, so
perspective.
That's what I'm about to do.
hey,
Are you
how do
saying
you
that's wrong?
hold up, like the way you figured out what she's saying, you gotta let her finish the whole thing, then you'll be able to figure it
Okay,
out.
I'm
That's how that
sorry.
works. Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate you, Kev. Ooh, so when you a kid, you have pressure already put on you, because your parents, when you get that report card, they be like, "Let me see it." Now, if you come in with F's, this where discipline. This where your mind get disciplined, because your parents, they look down on you when you do certain shit. Damn, you've been failing. Oh no, I know for a fact I've been helping you with your homework every day, and you failing. So now your kid have the understanding that they have to be pleasing in your eyes, because anything else is a disappointment outside of greatness. You see what I'm saying? So what that leads into is, when it comes to society, it's like, oh, my mom, she wanted to always see a great man from my dad, be a great man, and she expect the boys to take after that great man and hold up those standards, right? So that's pressure on him to meet his father's standards or better. Your daughter, you teaching her, become a better woman than your mother, or be like your mother. You get what I'm saying? So now she gotta be in the mindset of knowing what kind of woman she either could be, a lady, or anything outside of a lady is what. How is that gonna treat her? What she gonna get treated like anything outside of being a lady? See, expectations are there, because it's a sense of recklessness that can happen.
May I speak? That was a good point.
Go ahead, Kim.
Thank you for letting me join the live. I would say the expectations start. You're right. It starts in the household, though, with your current environment, like your child's environment, or even if your sister raising your nephew, or however it goes for you. My expectations for my son are first school, yes, of course, but manners, morals, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, take the trash out, do your chores, and you will be rewarded. So, I mean, I'm 42 years old, so, and I'm no shame in my old game. I'm just going to say that. So, I think, but you are right in the total aspect. There are expectations but you have to, I think there's levels at it. My son's expectations for me would be, you know, there's just a lot of pressure. I was going somewhere, but now I lost it because there is pressure in that, in what you're saying, because of course, who wants their child to make an F? No one. I mean, that school, like I think that's just how America is. We need to be smart. We need to have a future for ourselves. And you can't have that making Fs. It's just logical. It's just a proven fact. I mean, you're going to fail. But for me, it's like, I just want him to be kind and gentle and nice to his sister. And when you go to school, respect your teacher. And so my expectations do come with levels. As he get older, it does get harder for him with my expectations. But my expectations as him being a good man, from my point of view as a mother, would never change. You need to wash your face, brush your teeth, be clean, eat, be healthy, eat the right things, that doesn't change. So expectations, of course, that's hard, especially from, I'm not a millionaire. Just imagine if, you're a child of a millionaire, they have higher expectations than my son would. They wouldn't even, somebody takes out the trash for them. So yeah, the world is a crazy place. It's just, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, family standards just is what's gonna pour onto your future, because
Right.
that's where people get the whole, well, my
They
mama,
lose
well,
it
my
there too.
daddy, my
Right.
grandmama, because these people had a standard. They had
Right.
boundaries. They had lines that you didn't cross in the family,
Right.
that the whole family understood was wrong. It wasn't just one person. It was all of us. You do
Right.
something outside of what these standards of this family, that's your ass. And it's not one person getting on your ass, and it's not just women or men, just men. It's everybody, because the
Right.
women and the men always had an understanding what works.
Right. Have to have a good root. You have to have good roots sometimes, and that doesn't come to many, and who don't have good roots. I try to plant good roots in my children, and that's how I became a good woman, sorry. And I mean, it's just the roots. Like, I know, I mean, I don't know. It's just, you're right. May I ask your age?
I'm 30.
Okay, yeah.
You guys ever ponder the silent competition that happens within society between now generations, genders, all of it?
It's
It's like an
always been there,
unknown
I think.
competition,
Yeah.
just right on the surface, but nobody wants to admit it, but it's just right there. But we talk about it a lot though, in this conversation that we're having right now, actually.
Right. I mean, of course there's competition, like, unless you are like, I've become the woman I am today, and 42 years old. Like you just said, I'm in competition with myself. Let me see what I could do next to. I don't do competition. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna help you, young lady, fix your crown if you need that. Or, you know, I'm glad you have a crown on. Some women don't, and it takes a long time to feel like you have a crown on. So, you know, just, be around powerful, good rooted women. That's what I would say, and men wise as well.
Hey, I
There's
like.
no reason.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I thought you had stopped. My bad.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I was about to say, because you was talking about the competition with yourself. I like that though, and I say if we are doing any type of competition, it should be with self. I had to realize that a while ago, and it's like even with the simplest things. Well, we do it the whole opposite way, right? Like sometimes we be competing and try to see how much we can have a mouth on us instead of competing on how much we can shut our mouth. Sometimes we compete on, let me see. I'm like, man, how much buns I can get instead of saying how long I can hold out from getting buns or seeking our way to marriage. We compete like our competition is so dang on backwards. That's why I said, I guess
Yeah.
it just depends, right? All that, but still, it should be within self. Because if you do it, if you're always trying to do it against another person, it's either you
You're
gonna
gonna
have this thing.
lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually, yes, eventually. If you always do that, but if it's with self, you can always better self. That's the whole goal, right? So it's like when I be like, instead of saying, "Oh, I can't do this," how about competing and saying you can?
You
Instead
can.
of
I
keep
just
relying on somebody else.
yes.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good because
yeah.
I just put myself in competition yesterday. I'm like, I can't read this whole book in 3 days. Yes, I can. That's how I compete with myself. I can't do. Yes, I
You
can.
ever heard of iron sharpens iron? You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah,
The iron
yeah,
sharpens iron thing?
yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just a
What that
thing to
mean?
me. I don't know. It's iron sharpens iron. It
I said, what about it?
one makes one. If you strike them against each other, they become sharp against each other. Iron sharpens iron. You use iron to sharpen iron. The mallet that you pound down to make a sword comes from
Right.
iron sharpening iron, forging it.
So are
Yeah,
you talking about your own sword or like
yeah.
No, no, you're
Yeah.
talking about
Mhm.
iron. Like if you're okay,
right?
let's say in the spirit of like the people around you, if you use them as a blueprint on what to do and what not to do, iron can sharpen iron.
Oh, you threw my brain out because we was talking about competition. I'm like, what did I got to do with
No,
competition?
but that you got to see what he's saying though,
Oh,
because that
friendly
is
competition.
I understand what he's
I
getting
get
at.
what he's saying though. I get what he's saying, but that was just
yeah,
wrong
me too,
time. I guess
kind
it was
of
wrong
just a little
timing.
bit. Oh, that was good. Iron sharpens iron, so I'm made of yeah.
But this like I definitely get what y'all are saying with the whole you should be competing with yourself. But the examples that y'all was giving is more will than competition.
Right.
Because when you think of okay, instead of seeing who can get more or if I can get more, how about I can hold out? That's will. You testing your willpower. And I think that's a lot different than what I'm speaking on because when you testing yourself to be better than yourself, you're
Yeah.
then testing yourself to advance at what? At work, which means to advance at work, you have to do your job better than somebody else do theirs, which within itself is competition. That is why I keep saying everything comes down to competition because you're even if you're competing with yourself of what you saying or what y'all saying, you still gonna have to come out and compete against another person who might be competing against themselves. It's just the way
Right.
things work.
I feel you. It seems like you're trying to fit that in, but that's like saying because of my boss, that means you got to know everything. Then, because I'm sometimes you just know your area. You don't have to compete with somebody to be good at your job. You don't. You could just try to be the best you can do. That's why people be stressing themselves out and getting heart attacks. They
And
trying to
then
oh
you
they
become manager
this
because you did what?
yes right,
You
but you're not gonna be
performed your
better than
job better than the other people
is you gonna be
that
better
was
than the
being
supervisor?
considered.
Is you gonna be better than the
Yes,
supervisor?
sometimes you are.
Right. So
Yes.
no, what the point I'm getting to is people going to be good at what they can do for what they did because they invested the time to to
Right.
become
And
better.
I'm
But
saying I agree with that aspect. Even if you're doing it for yourself, it's still going to come down to competition at something. No matter what it is, it's going to come down to some type of competition between yourself and another person because we're different humans that's all living in the same world. Some people is trying to achieve the same things. Some people is trying to achieve different things, but got to cross paths with other people. It's just going to come down to competition. And when people, stop looking at competition as something demonic or evil or something and embrace it and be like, you know what? I can have a great battle with this person and I can learn about myself. I can learn about my limits. Like he said, iron sharpens iron.
right.
When you compete against somebody else that's great, that's going to push you to do even greater things.
I,
You don't
I,
have to use it as something negative, like, oh, you want to keep this person down. It don't even have to do nothing. It don't even have to deal with that.
That's why I say you keep doing an angle. You got to realize everybody don't think like you or me, right? You come from an angle that everybody is you did that. This is your second time today, right? Well, you think people analyze things? They don't. We can do that. People that look at competition don't look at it the same way we do. That's the only reason why I would talk against it, because most people are competing to be better than the next person. That's why we see it to this day. I mean, we look at how life is. That's why you call people haters and stuff. That's why this is an op and all this other stuff. Like we know how this thing is happening. So we can try to look at competition as a bad thing, but for people that's not an analyzer or think things in a logical way, that's dangerous. So it's a reason why competition and pride has always been a bad thing. It just is. We can use it as motivation.
If I change my way of
I think we got to change circles.
No, it's not. You're not, because you're thinking about it for yourself, though. That's what I'm saying. But you're not looking at it for another person that don't know what really competition does. You have
those
the ability,
circles right there are very dangerous.
You have oh man, my gosh, this dude, I swear, I don't know if he got ADHD or something. That just throwing me off, bro. My thing is that you are able to do that. You got to think about it for the masses, not for yourself. You got to put yourself outside the box. When we're competing, it always been a dangerous. That's why, like I said, I was mentioning about the haters, right? That's why you get haters. You got people that always like, I want to be better than this person, so they'll do whatever it takes to be better than this person. And it always affected us. Like, even like I said, pride itself. Pride be so dang on bad, and that's even part of competition, that that's the reason why we are angry with one another. That's why we can't listen to one another, because we always think our ideals are better or whatever. We can't never sit back and You said what?
That's right. Pride has a lot to do with that.
Yes, and then let's get on the iron sharper iron thing. That's what I'm saying. Nobody, and even with that, iron sharper iron, that don't mean that nobody is better than the next. That means you learn something different from somebody else other than yourself, that you could take each other's what people saying and be like, I'm gonna use that to better my life. And that's on vice versa.
Yeah.
You don't
But
go
you have to be
against-
real mature to do that. You have to be mature.
Yes,
You have to
exactly.
be-
And that,
Right.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question?
I got a
and
question.
that don't have nothing to.
I got a quick question.
just
You
come
asking more
out and
questions,
say-
and you taking the time to hear. You asking more questions, and you're not. It's like, dang, I don't get it.
No, it's
I'm
just a
trying to really have
question within what you're
No,
saying.
I'm really Neo, bro. You messed me up. I'm trying to talk to my cousin real quick, man. Just real quick,
Oh, my bad.
it's obviously getting lost what I'm saying, because you keep jumping in every second. Like I said, it's not even about. I'm not trying to say who's right or wrong. I'm telling you the effect of what's happening to people, because we see that. Like I said, we both got a lot. We both think a different way, right? From a lot of people, though. And like I said, we
Yes,
don't both have the
everybody
ability
does.
to analyze things. Everybody don't, and that's the point I'm getting to.
And what you missing is by me saying that I agree with you, but wouldn't that make me be less of who I am to fit into the masses? Because I now have to start to think and process things the way other people process them.
Yes.
No.
Yes. When you help, no, I'm gonna say yes, because sometimes you just like I might have to talk to a kid like a baby for them to understand. Sometimes, yes. Everybody don't think like me. That's when you. That's what.
Which
you
But listen
do.
to what he said, though. He said trying to fit in. You're not trying to fit in. You're not
and I
trying.
think he
You
used-
may be trying to be in that place with that person at that moment, but it doesn't mean that you're trying to fit in. It means
Yeah, I
that you're
know
trying
what
to
he-
understand. Yeah.
I know what
I'm
you mean
trying
by
to do
fit in, but
anything to fit in.
he used the wrong word.
But
though.
you just said
he not-
that.
Oh my gosh! Hold up, real quick, y'all. I know
I'm
he's not
not
meaning
making it.
fit in that way. When he said fit in, I automatically understand it. A person that didn't analyze it right wouldn't understand what he meant, though. I get what he's saying, because the context of how we were saying it right now. And yes, I would say, according to the way that you looking at it as fit in, I would say yes, you have to do that to get your message across. Yes, because
Okay, good point.
you can't. That's just like some people that be using very big words and stuff. Everybody can't use big words and understand it. So sometimes
Right.
you have to change your wording up for this person to understand it so you can get your message across. And that's the whole point of it. It is not about competing. It's not because I'm better with words and I went to school for this. No, if your goal is to help people out, which I know everybody's goal ain't that, if your goal is that you have to do
Right.
what you got to do sometimes.
Mm.
And okay, I got you. But at the same time, people have to be okay with saying you were the better person today, or you was the better person that.
Oh, okay, I most definitely agree. Why they mute him? Wait a minute. I
I
mean,
don't know.
I
But
know
he
what you're
did
talking about
say a
too.
good
That's
point.
humbleness. That's
Yeah.
humbling. Yeah, being humble. And I think a
You
lot
know
of
what?
people.
I look at it like this. Like if I myself, I'm putting myself into this question because I'll judge me. If I got on the basketball court and I know how to play ball, and then I went and met up with Michael Jordan or Kyrie Irving, there's nothing inside of my mind that's going to say I'm going to outplay these guys. I know exactly where I am. Am I going to not play? I'm going to play, but I know what I'm capable of. And I'm never going to assume that because I can play basketball, I am going to be able to outplay this guy. Or
But why
who
don't you
knows?
go out there and be like that? Like,
No,
why
no,
would you
no,
do
not
that?
that. No, that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
but you just
Understand
said
what I'm
that. Like,
saying.
why wouldn't you
But
say, okay, I could be like Michael Jordan, or
yeah,
I
you
could, why
can.
would,
There was a whole
yes.
campaign about
So
it
you can
in the
outplay
80s.
him. That's where I'm a little
Of
confused because you're
course.
like, you didn't say
But I'm
that though.
never
You
going to
said, I would
assume
never
it.
think that I could outplay Michael Jordan, but you may be able to. How
No,
you know you're
no, no,
not?
no, no, no. You're progressing the thought. I said the
Okay.
first
Oh,
time
my
I
bad.
walk onto the court. I never said that I came in as a pro basketball player.
But
At that time, I'm going to play you like I'm playing if I'm at a pro level. But if I'm just walking onto the court, I'm going to have to show some respect. I know who I'm sitting next to.
of course,
From the
respect, but
moment
why
the guy
wouldn't
starts
you?
dribbling and he breaks
So
my
in
ankle,
yourself, you would say, if you're walking on the court, I'm
now I
sorry,
can
just
get
let me.
angry
No, you're not. I'm not getting
and
angry. We're
frustrated.
not getting angry. I'm just trying
No, no,
to.
no, not me,
Why
not me and
wouldn't your
you, but
mind be there? Like, yeah, I want to. I'm gonna do just
but
like
that's
they
what I'm
did.
trying to explain to you.
Okay.
There's two ways this could happen. I could go and play and get frustrated when he starts, dribbling around and doing something and acting, or I'm going to focus and concentrate and try to put up the best defense that I can. And then once I'm done, then I'm going to try to put the best offense that I can. It all depends on the mindset.
Right.
We totally understand each other, but there are people built different. That's what we're
Right.
trying to say.
No, of
Not
course,
everybody's
we're all
built the
built
same.
different. Right.
Yeah. Coming from a
Okay.
different mindset, different mind frame, different ways they think. Even if you try to instill it in some people, it just doesn't translate. It doesn't
Okay. So
compute.
you're saying others. I'm a
I
words
mean,
person, so I'm
overall,
taking
when you
every
say
word you're saying
overall,
like
not
to. Yeah,
specifically,
you're saying as soon as
nobody's
I walked
pointing
on the
overall.
court, I
Yeah.
know I can't play them out. No, yes you
Yeah, when
can.
you
You
go to
don't know.
Planet Fitness, it's a bunch of guys
You
playing,
don't know
not
what you
one.
can do. Don't put
Yeah,
yourself like, even if
I
it's
never
an
put it
NBA
about.
player like that, you should, oh yeah, you should be
I think
ready and like, that's what I want
I
to
think
teach
that
my
should be
son.
I think that should be for everybody though.
Right.
I think we
Okay.
focus on the male component way too much more than the females. I think you guys got to do a little bit of competing yourselves or striving for better.
I mean, we all strive for better, I think. I mean, I
Yeah,
know I
no.
do.
You could be
We
better
can't live through
without
our
having to
children.
compete with somebody else, though.
Right?
That's the
That's
whole point.
right.
So I don't get why everybody act like it's totally necessary that you have to use somebody else. You can compare.
Right.
You can compare where you want to be, or use stuff as an influence or motivation. But you don't want to automatically like I'm better than this person or that, because that brings
Right.
a
We all
mindset.
live vicariously through somebody. Vicariously is meaning copying, trying to live through their dreams,
But no,
through their
we
accomplishments.
don't. I'm gonna disagree with
We
that.
all do. We have that. I have it too. It's not
I
something
think
that's
I get what you
nothing wrong
mean a
with it.
little bit though. It's
But
somebody
I know because
somebody that
my
you
son looks up to Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and okay, he plays basketball, so of course, but okay, yeah, all right, I agree.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's somebody that you usually want to
Yeah,
like. If you see a person with a nice body, something like that, you are. I might want a body like that or something like that. Or if I see somebody that has a good way of being motivated, just like I learned,
right.
from like ET and all them. I might want to look up to. I mean, different things you look up to different people for different reasons. Stuff. Some people be negative things, and some people be like. But so one of them is some people look up to things for wants, and one of them for needs or whatever. But Oh, real quick, y'all. Real quick. I'm gonna do my last little refresh because I wanted to start this new topic that I got in the background. Because I want to get this all going. Hey, Pearl, come right back. I'm about to refresh real quick. Y'all come right
I
back.
didn't get to answer the prompt though.
Yeah, we about to start it right now. 'Cause ain't nobody
All
answered
right,
it yet.
there we go.
Yep. So give me 1 second, y'all. Y'all come right back.